Now 5 o'clock, I will call the meeting of the Waxahachie Independent School District Board of Trustees to order. Please let the record show we have 6 trustees in attendance. Schoolfield has not made it, but I do believe he is en route. Please let the record show also that the meeting has been duly posted and duly called and the note posted for time and manner required by law. And at this time, we will convene into closed session according to section 551.001 et sec of the Texas Government Code. It is now 5:01 p.m. 5:38, we're going to reconvene back into open session. At this time, we'll ask Ms. Starnader to lead us in our invocation, and she will be followed by Addison Sneed and Gianna Guerrero and Samuel Montalongo in our pledges.
Thank you. Please bow your heads and join me. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the wonderful folks that are gathered here today. We hope that you'll provide protection for all of us and help us to all make good decisions for the children of our school district, Lord. We also pray for those who are still ill with COVID, Lord. We have some staff and some students that are still out and dealing with that, and we just pray that you'll keep them strong and bring them back to us. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Thank you. Amen.
Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Great job, guys. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item B, the district's vision and core values. I believe we start with Mr. Rogers.
Our vision is to be a district where innovation thrives and growth is limitless.
We value choices because they make us unique and are critical to learning.
We value a collaborative culture that honors and supports all who positively impact the lives of our students.
We value an environment of belonging that respects individual differences and ensures equality for all.
We value relationships that broaden learning experiences and enrich our community.
Okay, next item is our recognitions, and we're gonna skip recognitions and come back to it because not all of our people are here at this moment. Next item is open forum. I don't believe we have anyone signed up to speak tonight. We will move into item 6, reports. Under A, superintendent's report. Dr. Hollingsworth.
Thank you, Mr. President. Stephen, if you can advance that just without me going through all the slides, go to the superintendent's report, please, sir. Go. Thank you. As we do each month, I wanted to bring you an update on a few items going on in the district. First, as we do each month, I'll show you our monthly enrollment and our average daily attendance. You can see that Omicron hit us hard in January, and that's true across the state, across the nation in terms of attendance. And so you can see that we ended January 31st with enrollment of 10,161 students. That's up from 10,080 at the end of August. You can see our average daily attendance was 89%. We were at 8,868, which is really low. We expect and hope to see this time of year, we'd want to see 95 or above for us to feel like we're doing well in terms of attendance. So that was a real hit. That did make me want to see where we are because I knew that we had rebounded quite a bit. Just anecdotally, our folks had shared that with me, and so I wanted to provide you on this particular page some hope. So we ended January in a tough way, but the middle of February is looking a whole lot better. We actually today, that's our COVID dashboard, and remember, when we look at our COVID situation, we always look at students and staff combined, so we don't separate them out. But by campus, you can see the results right there on our COVID dashboard. This is posted, by the way, every day on our website. We only have 22 active cases in the entire district, so that's good. You can see our average daily attendance and where we were last week. We started at 94.5%. Middle of the week, we're at 95%. Stayed there on Thursday. We were right at 95% and dropped a little bit, as you always see on Friday. You have more people who pull their kids out of school for Friday or weekend events, et cetera. Substitute fill rate has been a real issue for us. We started the week last week really strong. We were at 83 and 82% on Monday and Tuesday and stayed pretty strong throughout the week. Anytime we're above 80%, we're doing well. It's always a struggle to find enough substitutes for classrooms. That's really within the normal range of operation. Obviously, we like to see it above 90, but that doesn't happen a whole lot. Okay. And then we took a hit on Friday in terms of substitute teachers. We were at 59%. But you can see by comparison, middle of January at kind of our low water mark on sub-fill rate, we were at 42%. And that's where some of y'all were helping fill in for classes, and our teachers are covering each other, our principals and assistant principals are covering. I have central office folks who were covering as well. Wanted to share this with you. We have surveyed our elementary families in terms of their interest in particular schools of choice. And anytime I'm talking about school of choice, this would be an example of that would be the STEAM Academy at Wildman. That's one that our community is very familiar with. And so as we surveyed our elementary families, we asked them what would be your preferences as you were to move forward. And we gave them 4 different options: STEM with a health science focus, visual and performing arts, leadership, and technology. We had 534 responses from our families. We had that open for about a week and a half. Isn't that right, Dustin? Is about right? Okay. So we had about 535 responses. Hands down, STEM with a health science focus was our #1 choice. You can kind of track along. You'll see our #1 choice was STEM with a health science focus. Really, your #2 choice, you can track over, look at technology, the orange bar. That was our second choice of this group of our families. And then you can see, leadership was orange, technology, leadership, third choice, and then the fourth choice was visual and performing arts. But 348 marked as the first or second choice would be STEM with a health science focus. And so we are about, and you'll hear more about this very soon, we're about the process of working with one of our elementary principals that we've identified, and she wants to announce that here very soon, that we're going to try to create another option for our families. And it's one of those ways that we're able to live out that core value of choice. Okay? And then we have shared with y'all, and I wanted to be sure that you're up to date on where we are with our work on our balanced scorecard. We are working as a leadership team with Moke Casey, Dr. Gibson, who's done training with y'all as a board on a couple of occasions. We'll continue that work with us this week. We'll meet for 2.5 hours on Wednesday morning with Dr. Gibson. And what we're doing is we are developing a balanced scorecard. And that balanced scorecard is really a much narrower focus on our goals. And so where we will spend our time and our energy as a district focusing our efforts. And that's all the purpose behind that balanced scorecard. But there are 4 priority areas that we will develop a scorecard around. And one will be student performance. One will be about staff, how we engage our staff, how we work with our staff, identify staff. We'll have one that's focused in on customer service. How well do we serve our community? How well do we serve students? They're our customers as well. So looking at things from that standpoint, families, community, and students. And then finally, we'll have one that's focused in on financial stewardship. How do we take care of the resources that are provided to us? In that financial stewardship will include how we plan for buildings and how we plan to handle the growth that is so obvious in our area. So those are all parts of that balanced scorecard, and that's why they call it a balanced scorecard, because it covers all of those big, important areas in the work we do. And then finally, nope, that's it on that one. Any questions y'all have on the superintendent's report? Okay. All right.
Okay, we're going to move back to item number 4, recognitions, because I believe everyone is
Got
here.
everybody here?
You can have a
Okay.
seat, Mr. Calden.
All right. Stephen, if you can move us back to recognition, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, board. We have several exciting recognitions this evening. The first recognition I would like to do is we have 3 seniors here from Global High School. Would love for them to come up. All right. So these 3 senior students from Global High School have all received National Hispanic Recognition Awards from the College Board. Uver Barrios has been a member of the Global High School Student Council for 4 years, serving as apprentice, junior rep, and senior rep. He is also a member of Global's Philosophical Club and Global's Coffee Club. Uver is number 17 in his class and will attend Tarleton State University next year on a full-ride scholarship, majoring in civil engineering. Amy Hernandez, hey Amy, serves as Student Council President and National Honor Society President at Global. She's number 24 in her class and will be the first person in her family to graduate from college in the United States after immigrating from Mexico at the age of 3. She is currently deciding between Abilene Christian University and the University of Texas at Arlington. And finally, we have Victoria Martinez. Victoria is the secretary of the senior class and also of National Honor Society at Global. She's ranked number 33 in her class, and she's been accepted to her top 2 colleges, Texas A&M University, and Abilene Christian University, and she aspires to be a veterinarian. Please join me in congratulating these 3 fabulous students. Mr. Lynch, why don't you come get in the picture? Thanks for being here. Board, next I'd like to invite Tanisha Malone, principal of Clift Elementary, to come up.
Good evening, Board and Dr. Hollingsworth. I am so excited to share our Clift Hero Award tonight. Here are a few things that our staff has stated about this individual. She is so kind and flexible. She always goes above and beyond to make sure everyone she encounters is happy. She does an amazing job of supporting our campus, whether that's pulling intervention groups, covering classes when needed, helping create lesson plans, and organizing and decorating classrooms. She has truly done it all. And on top of that, she's in school working to become a teacher. Every student adores her because she is passionate about being around kids and building relationships with them. She's the perfect example of a humble servant and a Clift hero. Without a doubt, Miss Skylar Smith deserves to be honored tonight. Congratulations, Skylar. We are so proud of you and so thankful for you. I am the proud principal of Clift Elementary, and I am thrilled for the opportunity to highlight some great things about Clift tonight. Before I begin with the highlights, I want to take a moment to review a core value that we feel as a campus we have exemplified this year, and I also want to share the why behind we've chosen the highlights for tonight. We value a collaborative culture that honors and supports all who positively impact the lives of our students. Students are our #1 priority at Clift. As we went into preparation for the beginning of the school year, like we all do, we completed our comprehensive needs assessment review and staff and community surveys. And I want to take a moment to be transparent and note some of the trends that we're seeing. Our community and staff stated we want a strong sense of community amongst staff, students, and parents again. And I emphasize again, as last year, COVID affected this greatly through no visitation on campus, social distancing protocols, and so forth. So we heard, I want to be a Clift Nation family. We also heard we want a universal language that reinforces a positive culture, so PBIS came about. And we heard we want to meet the needs of the whole child, and most importantly, including their social emotional well-being. So let's take a look at some of the highlights that have taken place this year as a result of collaborating with staff and community and becoming a family to support and impact the lives of students. This year, we launched PBIS, Positive Behavior and Support System. We have 5 houses, but we are one big family. We had staff reveals in which staff were given cupcakes to bite into to find out their house, and student reveals where students slid into their houses receiving popsicles to note their house color. Houses give our students and staff opportunities to develop relationships with other students that are not within their grade level. It helps build a sense of community. We also created a positive reward system for staff. Each week, a staff member is also highlighted for displaying tribe expectations. Staff completes a Google form to nominate a colleague for the Hero of the Week, and Superman travels to their classroom where their picture is taken, posted in our campus newsletter and on Facebook. Their picture is also placed on our staff bulletin board for our students to see, as it's important for students to know we all follow the same guidelines. So we developed guidelines for success, and at Clift, we are trustworthy, respectful, inclusive, responsible, and we encourage others. Students are rewarded golden tickets for displaying tribe value behavior, and each house works together as a family to earn the most tickets. And the winning house wins the party. And building with the sense of community again, our PTO dad, Mr. McPeters, worked with our assistant principal, Miss Bragg, to develop Father Fridays. Our kiddos love being greeted by dads in the morning. We have also partnered with the community with the help of volunteers from Pastor Massey and Friendship Missionary Baptist Church. We have been afforded the opportunity to start a mentor program this semester at our campus for young men. Through this mentorship program, a group of male volunteers will guide and support boys in career exploration, respect for girls, and professional dress. And they also provide fun treats, too. In an effort to address our students' social emotional well-being, we design our master schedule to ensure teachers are able to implement lessons regarding social emotional well-being every day. Our counselor, Ms. Chilton, is phenomenal and has been instrumental in creating weekly lessons for our teachers to implement. A few topics covered are zones of regulation, in which we help students recognize their emotions and help them work through them. We also have included calm corners in each classroom, along with calming corner tool stations. In conclusion, as you can see, through a collaborative culture, great things are happening at Clift. We are a Clift Nation family, and we are working together to be a district where innovation thrives and growth is limitless. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Malone. Next, I'd like to ask Ms. Gilliam, principal of Turner Pre-K.
Good evening, Board. Dr. Hollingsworth. I'd like to take a minute and talk to you about our Tribe Leader of the Month, Michinita Jones. I have a quick poem for you. Because of you, a child will feel loved. Because of you, a child will believe that they can reach the stars above. Because of you, a child will learn as they play. Because of you, a child will make a difference along life's way. Because of you, a child's life will forever be touched in a way you may never see, because you are being used to help them become the person they could be. That's our art teacher, Ms. Michinita Jones. She's my right-hand woman, and she's there anytime that I need her kind of person. She goes above and beyond in every aspect of her life, and we are so blessed to call her ours at Turner Pre-K. We would like to thank you for everything that you do and the blessings that you are to our first Waxahachie ISD students and staff. We love you. So once again, I'm Normel Gillum. I'm the principal of Turner Pre-K Academy. Instead of me standing here in front of you today and telling you all the great things that are happening at Turner, I'd like to show you all a quick video. As you can see, there are not enough words to describe the joy, happiness, dedication, hard work, and most of all, love that is radiated at Turner. From the moment the staff and students walk into the door until the moment they leave, this campus is filled with love, learning, and laughter. Turner Pre-K is truly a place where innovation thrives and growth is limitless in our very first Waxahachie ISD students. Thank you.
Board, finally, I'd like to invite Ryan Colton to come up.
Good evening, Board. Dr. Hollingsworth. As many of you are aware, Waxahachie ISD participates in a child nutrition program, which is administered by the Texas Department of Agriculture. As part of this program, there are two types of reviews that are done on a 3-year rotating cycle. One of them a financial review, and the other one is a program review. Due to COVID, both of those reviews actually happened this year for our child nutrition department. After about 20 weeks of answering questions and responding to inquiries by the TDA, your child nutrition department got a zero audit or zero finding review on both of their reviews from TDA this year. With that being said, the Texas Department of Agriculture has sent a certificate of achievement to the Child Nutrition Department that I'd like to go ahead at this time and present to Cam Bridgers for her great work during this review process.
Thank you, Board.
Okay, moving back to item 5B, ESSER 3 update. Mr. Calden?
Thank you, Mr. President. Board, if you remember back in July and August and September, we were talking about ESSER 3. That's that large amount of federal money that was coming through, about $8.8 million at the time. as part of the American Recovery Plan that put this funding into effect, we need to have semi-annual meetings with you and the public to just kind of update you on where we are with this plan. That's going to continue through the balance of this plan, or this funding, which is going to go through September of 2024. So about every July and every January or so, you're going to have us up here kind of hitting the highlights of where we are with this. Since the last time we talked, our award has gone from $8,849,000 to $8,852,000. There was an accounting error in another state, and so they gave some of their money back that was reallocated to other states and other LEAs, or local education authorities, and so we received almost $3,000 extra. Since July, or actually since September, we've awarded 1,313 retention incentive stipends to staff. Those are those $1,000 retention incentives for all returning staff from last year. We've had 158 staff members receive a stipend for accelerated instruction. We've increased compensation for our substitutes completing more than 5 assignments in a month. We've brought in PLC training and the professional development that goes with it for all of our teaching staff. And we've purchased additional resources for literacy, science, math, and social studies. And these are anywhere from kindergarten through high school level, so that our students will have additional resources and our teachers will have additional resources to help with that accelerated instruction. To date, and this was through January, we've spent about $2.5 million, or roughly 28.5% of our $8,859,000 award. And again, as just a reminder, these funds will be there through September of 2024. So we'll be back in the summer with a little bit more information on what we're doing. But with that, any questions from the board? All right, thank you, board.
Okay, item C, Child Nutrition Department update. Ms. Bridges?
Good evening, Board of Trustees and Dr. Hollingsworth. I wanted to give you an update on some great things going on in the Child Nutrition Department. There's nothing more important to my team than creating menus that increase student participation. Every creative thought revolves around our students and their health. It's through the incredible dedication of my team that our department has seen unprecedented growth in student participation. For instance, at the start of school year 21-22, with the collaboration of a Findlay student, the principals, and coaches, we were able to extend our junior high breakfast service. By extending service times, it allowed our 0-hour students to participate in breakfast. The results are impressive. From August to December, we served an extra 25,450 breakfasts. So the number is still rising, of course. This will continue all year. Another great rate of growth, has been in our overall student participation, driven by the federal guidelines which allow all students to eat for free this year. With this flexibility, working around products and staff shortages, we're on a pace to serve an additional 275,000 meals than the previous year. So during these busy times, our department went through not one but 2 reviews, which you just heard about, and TDA made a video for y'all to watch.
Hi, my name is Nicole Notariani. I'm the Director of School Operations for the Food Nutrition Division with the Texas Department of Agriculture. It is my honor to have the opportunity to speak to you today. I would like to congratulate Cam Bridgers and her nutrition program team on an administrative review with no findings. I commend the Waxahachie nutrition team for their daily compliance in running a program of excellence. Your district's team provides a wonderful environment for supporting healthy eating by providing high quality food that your students want to eat because it is presented in an appealing and fun manner. Cam and the team take great pride in the work that they do, and they use their creativity to produce meals that students can relate to, often reflecting themes such as the seasons and holidays, even incorporating curriculum ties such as Dr. Seuss and Math Fun. This team really does enjoy what they do, and we could tell. They take the time to not only serve the food, but also interact with students individually on a daily basis. This team truly goes above and beyond, creating a sense of belonging among the nutrition team and the students they serve. They provide amazing and healthy food choices, and they collaborate with each other and share the passion for food and creative spirit. And overall, this creates a sense of community in the district schools. Their actions demonstrate an understanding of your district's core values and puts them into practice every day. You should be very proud. During the administrative and procurement review of your district's nutrition programs, the team was hospitable, well organized, and provided all documents for the review in a timely manner. During the review, the school operations review team was reminded by Cam that we are all part of the same team, trying our best to feed the children of Texas and help them build healthy relationships with food. Our team had wonderful interactions with Cam's team. It is quite difficult to come through a 20-week review with no findings, so congratulations for surpassing all the expectations, applying the program knowledge which resulted in compliance, and performing on a day-to-day basis at an exceptional level. Most of all, thank you for taking the time and care that you do every day to feed the children of Waxahachie ISD. I hope you all have a great rest of the school year. Congratulations.
Lisa, we got to work on the agenda. Yeah.
Okay, next item on our reports be item D, 2021-2022 budget report. Mr. Collin.
Just like to point out to the rest of you, I'm taking one for the team by following that. So, Board, as Dr. Hollingsworth mentioned earlier regarding our attendance and ADA, I just kind of wanted to provide you an update, kind of where all that, translate that percentage data and ADA data into numbers so that we are all on the same page, kind of what effect that's having on the school district. So as we know, state revenue is generally made up of student enrollment and student attendance. Texas is one of 6 states that does not fund based on actual district enrollment. We do most of our funding based on student attendance, but generally we have to have students enrolled and they need to show up to drive state funding. Demographic expectation for this year was about 10,600 students. So we budgeted about 10,450 for the year. Our actual enrollment is 10,150 for the year. So it's about 300 less than our expectations going into the year. In and of itself is not really the end of the world because we don't budget 100% on that number. We generally budget about 95% of whatever the enrollment is as our attendance percentage. So when we all go through that budget process, you know, somebody will say, well, what's our expected enrollment for next year? And if we're real honest, I really don't care what that number is because I'm worried about ADA. But as a general idea, we're looking about 10,400 was where we were thinking we would be enrollment for this year. On a wide scale view of it, it's really pre-K and kinder that are kind of lagging a little bit behind our expectations from the demographer. But all that to say, we know that COVID is playing into that. And hopefully when when COVID's in our rearview mirror, we'll see expectations or enrollment meeting our expectations a little bit closer. So with that, student enrollment a little bit below where we were expecting it to be this year. Also, student attendance, that's the other big side of that coin. If you look back at our 3-year average, and I did not include the 2021 school year because that year was an outlier. It was an outlier to the good, but we had that asymptomatic ADA ability last year where you could be at home and as long as you turned in an assignment or you met synchronously with an instructor at a certain period every day, we could count you as present for ADA funding as part of our COVID response as a state. So I didn't include that one because that was 98.8%, and that's just unrealistic to continue with. But if you go with the 3 years prior to that, really right before COVID is hitting us, our average attendance was about 95.8% per year. And I'm telling you right now, I generally budget 95% attendance based off whatever that expected enrollment is. So again, there's a little bit of cushion in there, almost 1%, which is why I don't worry too much when we don't meet our expected enrollment by about 300 kids. We can make that up with the attendance percentage. But all that to say, this year we're hovering around 92, 93% for the entire fall semester. So now you're left with student enrollment not meeting expectations and student attendance not meeting expectations. So the end result would be state revenue not meeting expectations as well. Right now, we're currently looking at about a $6.6 million state revenues below our budgeted expectations of $6.6 million. That being said, we're not the only district in the state. We know that numerous districts are facing the exact same scenario, and we know that word has been sent to TEA about our situation and about everybody else's situation facing the same thing. We expect some action at some point, but honestly, I don't know what that is going to be.
And I would add in there, when we were at the TASA Midwinter Conference a couple of weeks ago, we did hear from the commissioner. The commissioner did not give us specifics on how it is they're going to provide relief, but indicated that relief would be coming. Because this, as Mr. Calden pointed out, this is a scenario that has played out in virtually every district in the state of Texas.
And so for the remainder of this school year, our expectation is that we're going to look at our discretionary expenditures very closely before we start asking for approval or issuing purchase orders for discretionary expenditures. If they're not helping our students learn and they're not increasing the longevity and vitality of our buildings, then we're probably going to delay most of those expenditures going forward until we have some resolution from the state on how exactly we're going to address the shortfall in funding. So with that, any questions from the board as on this real quick overview? All right, thank you, board.
Okay, item E, informational report on updates from the CTE department in February being CTE month. Street.
Good evening, Dr. Hollingsworth, board. It's my honor to lead our CTE department and to be here tonight to speak with you. Over the past 3 years, the CTE department has been charged with focusing on the 4 C's in order to help our CTE department grow. That would be content, certifications, connections, and career and technical student organizations. Waxahachie ISD CTE offers, across the district, we offer over 80 courses, and that's not, you know, we're offering this class twice, it's 80 courses across the district. And so in doing that, we offer 5 courses at the junior high. 3 of those are for high school credit. But with this many courses, a collaborative culture is key for our teachers. We want to make sure that they have time to work together to plan and align across those programs. In order to do this, we have been intentional in giving them time for coordination in their teaching efforts. We have offered professional learning communities time in all of our professional learning days. And this is especially helpful in certification exam preparation, learning new resources, and really just helping with best practices in the classroom across those courses. There are also a lot of new things in CTE this year. This year we've offered new curriculum and certification preparation materials in cybersecurity and health science, as well as we're leading into a new year of the Engineer Your World curriculum in engineering at WHS. We also have welcomed 13 new teachers across the district in CTE this year. Every secondary campus got at least one new teacher in CTE, but WHS wins that with 8 new teachers, and we'd still like to find another one if we can. So I also was able to welcome 2 new coordinators in CTE this year who are with me tonight, Erica Bates and Danielle Bays. They helped me more than I think that they really know, and they've been instrumental in helping our teachers at the WHS and global campuses as well. Also, we would like to announce that we're offering 3 new courses next year. Global will bring on esports to supplement the video game design program there. And at WHS, we're going to add advanced floral design for floral design, and commercial photography will supplement the design and multimedia program. Certifications. Industry-based certifications offer our students stackable credentials as they build their resumes for their future careers and post-secondary profiles. We value choices for our students, and because of that, we've added 3 certification options that we've never offered at WHS or Global this year. One being in cybersecurity, another law enforcement, and another in education and training. So students will be able to receive those before they graduate. 2 of those do have to be 18 years or older, so those are intended for those senior level students. And similar to most subjects, our CTE courses spend the majority of the year learning content and developing skills to earn industry-based certifications, and most of them are taken in the spring and the summer months. But to date, 131 TEA recognized industry-based certifications have been earned at Waxahachie High School and at Global High School. These certifications recognized by TEA count toward our CCMR district score, and we expect about 650 more students to take an exam by the end of the summer. Additionally, students have the opportunity to earn certifications that are not on the TEA list because we recognize that all certifications are important. So about 220 students have earned a certification that's not on that TEA list. Some of these include like the food handler's license for culinary arts, CPR, FEMA, things like that. Another important C word is connections. We will have our first Industry Leadership Council meeting this Friday on the 18th. We chose that date because it is a professional learning day, so we'll have all of our teachers in attendance too. That's really important that they're there. Industry partners work with our students and teachers to provide relevant learning opportunities connected to the community. These learning experiences can include speaking events, student internships, teacher externships, worksite tours, and more. And this group of professionals can be nominated by our teachers, and it's invite only, so we really want those people there who are working with us and are dedicated to our students. And we'd like to have 3 to 5 professionals per career cluster. And we're getting there. We know it's the first meeting, but we're doing really great with that. All right, and the last C, of course, is career and technical student organizations. These offer all students in CTE the opportunity to compete and refine their skills and develop leadership qualities and compete with students around the state and the nation. Waxahachie ISD has over 1,200 students in CTE or in career and technical student organizations. And we have over 17 chapters in 8 CTSOs. It's a lot of numbers. Some of those CTSOs, you know these, FFA, Skills USA, Business Professionals of America, but some of the biggest highlights come to us from the last 2 weeks, and some of those are our FFA students at the Fort Worth Stock Show. Grace Boozer and her steer Maverick won their Shorthorn class at the Fort Worth Stock Show. I don't know if you know how big of a deal that is. I think all of you guys definitely do, but you can see the bottom picture there on the right. She's got that F brand up there, and that was a really great moment for us. Also, Jessica Schofield placed 9th in her Barrow class at the Fort Worth Stock Show. The Ag Mech team had 5 blue ribbon projects and 1 grand champion in their division at the San Angelo Stock Show. And at the San Antonio Stock Show this last weekend, Delaney Autry, Gracie Worley, and Cameron Alexander placed in the top 15 in their breeding gilt class. Also, Skills USA and TPSA, which is Texas Public Safety Association, competed this week, both winning multiple first place, second place, and third place prizes, which advances them to the state competition. And additional highlights for this year, we were able to bring all of the 8th graders over to WHS and to Global to tour. We partnered with the counseling department and fine arts and athletics to really give them a well-rounded experience at WHS as they go into their course selections for 9th grade. And after a long wait, we finally had the opportunity to honor Ron Appleton and dedicate the agri-science facility in January. We would just really like to thank all of you for your work with that this year and the previous years in getting that facility up and running. That building would not be what it is today without you guys. And while we have a room for a few more steers, there's the swine barn, which I know 2 of you are in regularly at least. The swine barn and the sheep and goat barn are full, so we have room for a few more steers. I know Dr. Hollingsworth is probably going to add one in there, right? Yeah, that's the plan.
Talk around my house.
And then 2 steers? Come on. And last, but certainly not least, our student enterprises have really hit it off this year. So the restaurant reopened. If you've been to the reservation, I know you guys were fed by the culinary arts kids tonight. They're really rocking and rolling. Our student-run coffee shop will open early this spring. Our cosmetology kids are doing salon Saturdays, 1 Saturday a month, where they bring their friends and family in and they offer services. And you're welcome to join them for that too. One of our assistant principals is in there regularly to get his haircut, and I think they pretty much just cut it all off. He's looking good. The FFA Ag Mech students were a hit at the Texas Country Reporter Festival, so much so that Bob and Kelly Phillips made a personal request for a piece for their home, and that was really exciting. And then, of course, the construction students are partnering with a local business to build the showpieces for their trade shows. But February is CTE month, and I just really want to honor and represent our teachers well, because they're working hard and they're the ones in the classroom, and we're just really proud of them. That's it.
Okay, board, next item on the agenda is our consent agenda. We have items A through J. We can take all of these in one motion, or if there's someone you would like to remove for individual discussion, however you would like to proceed.
I'll make a motion that we approve consent agenda items A through J.
A motion, is there a second? Motion by Ms. Starnader, second by Mr. Schofield. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Moving on to item 8A, action item, consideration and action to approve the WISD 2022-2023 school calendar. Mont.
Good evening, Board and Dr. Hollingsworth. I am here to present our proposed calendar for the 22-23 academic school year. As we were developing this calendar, it looked very different from the development process that we've used before. I was really excited about how this whole process worked out. It started in November at our DEIC meeting there. DEIC members were given instructions on how we were going to develop the calendar this year. We also presented them with 3 calendar options, and we gave members directions to go back to their campuses, work with their campus principals, and to present these options to the staff and then to obtain feedback from the staff. So all the feedback was collected onto one Google document, and that feedback was due back on December 17th. And so at the next meeting for DEIC on January the 20th, we all got together, divided into groups, and we all went through and looked at all of the feedback from all the campuses and departments across the district. And we had them go through and highlight common concerns, common suggestions from across the district. And definitely option 3 that they were given was a heavy favorite. And so then we had them go into the next activity where they listed their prioritized recommendations for a calendar revision. So we took all of that feedback from them. And on January 31st, I emailed out a copy of a calendar with all the revisions and editing from all the feedback that we had received, and I tried to go through their prioritized list and hit those high priority recommendations that they had. So once again, on the 31st, when I emailed that copy of the revised calendar to them, I asked for additional feedback, anything else that I didn't reflect correctly, anything else that we needed to add. So I got all that put together and presented on February 8th to the cabinet members, all of the changes and revisions. And here is the calendar that I presented to cabinet, and just a couple of highlights for you on the calendar. You can see there beginning in August, one of the priorities was to try to push that start date back as far as we could. Several of the calendar options had August 1 as a return for teachers, and we know that makes our teachers cringe a little bit. So it was a priority to push that back. And so on this calendar, August 4th is the first day for teachers to return. That would also be our convocation date in the district if this calendar is selected. With the first day for students to return on campus is August the 11th. A couple other items to note on this calendar. If you look at the October the 7th date, that is a temporary placeholder for homecoming. As we know, it's a UIL realignment year, and so that date is not definitively set at this point. So that's kind of the only thing that's not 100% shored in on this proposed calendar. Other items to note, if you look in December, it is quite a change for us, extending through the middle of that week prior to Christmas. There was quite a bit of feedback on this that we'd really like to go through that middle of that week. This is a great setup for secondary campuses with semester exams. It sets up a nice schedule for them. Also will help us to contain our elementary Christmas celebrations to just those 2.5 days right there with that early release on the 21st. We can have our Christmas parties, our Polar Express things all happening in those days right there with stronger focus on instruction in those first 3 weeks of December prior to the holiday break. You can see we're still getting a full amount of Christmas holiday break there, with teachers not returning until the 4th of January with a work day, much needed, and then 2 days of great professional development. Other things to notice there at the end in May, some feedback that we got from staff at the secondary level is really on Thursday and Friday of those graduation days, staff really needs a full day without students to prepare for graduation. And so this calendar reflects that priority that was requested from DEIC, where early release for students is on Wednesday. Thursday is Global's graduation without students present and teachers can prepare. And Friday then WHS graduation without students, so it's easier for teachers and staff to prepare. Those were the major highlights. Also, Wednesday, staff development days. Those were very important. They're early release days, and we anticipate that afternoon being a time for PLC, so we can continue that very strong initiative within our district. Can I answer any questions about the proposed calendar?
Ms. Mont, I see that we have 2,340 extra minutes. Is that about what we had this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, this year we did have about 2.5 days, and so last Thursday and Friday, that really helped out, takes a lot of stress off of teachers when they don't have to worry about those bad weather days. Yes, we did build in a little bit of extra.
I just wanted to commend everyone for their hard work on the calendar. Excuse me. I represent the board on the DEIC, and so I got to witness the process that they all went through, and I thought that everyone did a great job. I mean, there were several different groups working together to go through all the recommendations and all the questions, and I can testify that I think everybody looked at it for a long time, and so I think they all put in a lot of hard work. So
yes,
good thing.
I think it really valued our DEIC members. I loved getting their feedback and that feedback flowing from them, through them, from our campus and departments. I really felt good about that process. So thank you for being part of that, Ms. Darnader.
Any other questions for Ms. Mont? Okay, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve action item A as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. McCutcheon. Second by Ms. Timmerman. Any other discussion? In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Next action item B, consideration of possible action to approve flooring replacement projects at Marvin Elementary and Turner Pre-K with hardest flooring at a cost not to exceed $655,000 and approve necessary budget amendments.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mott.
Good evening, Board and Dr. Hollingsworth. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the flooring of these two schools, Marvin Elementary and Turner Pre-K. Same thing I kind of explained last time. It's the exact same flooring we'll be putting down, the same style flooring we'll be putting down in both those. But I want to give you a little bit of previews of what we currently have at these campuses so you can kind of understand a little bit. We're going to talk about Turner first. This is some Turner hallways here, as you can see. Not necessarily the green, yellow, and maroon red there, but that's just part of what they have. But you can see just the normal base colors in that third middle slide there on the right. You can see it's multiple colors of the base color just because you can't match anymore. You can see where it's starting to crack in different places. Now this one also does have the brick pavers in it in part of the school there. So this will be our first go at removing any of the brick pavers that are in the current district, which we have at Findlay and Coleman as well currently. So to kind of give us a look into the future as to what we'll have, kind of the work we have to do there and what good or bad comes out of that when we do this. So that'll be that's kind of what we're seeing at Turner there. Now Marvin is still the only school left that has carpet in any of the classrooms. It has in its classrooms, it's about 75-25, and most of its classrooms are carpet with VCT in one part of it there. Now, the one thing about their classrooms it is carpet being roll carpet, not carpet squares. So as you can see, there's a hole in one, there's stains in them. For us to replace that, we have to replace the whole room. If we were to go in there and try to fix that one, we have to kind of replace the whole room. Also, with that being said, as you can see, there's 3 different carpet colors in 3 different rooms that they've been replaced periodically here, there, or whatever. So it's in dire need of newness. Let's put it that way. Then we'll go to the finished look. Again, you're going to kind of see the finished look. This is north sides. So the hallways are going to have patterns kind of like that, if you call it a pattern as much as you can. And the gym will look a lot like this with it is a little bit lighter what we can get now there. We have talked with both principals, and the principals did have a talking with either assistant principals, teachers, committees there on their campus to pick different colors for the hallways. All the classrooms, the cafeterias, and actually the office areas will all be the solid white color. Just the hallways themselves will have the color like you see there. All the colors have been approved. We've talked to Dr. Hollingsworth and Ms. Mott on the elementary side as to and they have approved that the colors are long lasting. We'll have a long lasting with the colors that we have there, and it's not wild and crazy or anything like that, or faddish or anything like that. Anybody have any questions about any of it?
Questions for Mr. Mott? At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve action item B as presented. By Mr. Schofield.
Second.
Second by Ms. Starnader. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Action item C, consideration and action to approve a resolution to pay staff during emergency closure on February 3rd and 4th, 2022. Mr. Alvenshine.
Thank you, Mr. President, Board, Dr. Hollingsworth. On February 3rd and February 4th, WISD had to close. Ellis County is one of 17 counties in the state of Texas that Governor Abbott declared a state of disaster due to a winter storm. Dr. Hollingsworth utilized his authority under board policy to close our district, close schools for public safety. As Ms. Kriegel and Mrs. Mott were discussing in regard to our calendar for the upcoming school year, much like this new calendar you've just approved, the calendar you approved for the 21-22 school year had ample instructional minutes to withstand the loss of 2 school days. Our students will not have to make up those school days thanks to the calendar that you approved. In regard to staff, all of our staff, whether they be 10-month, 11-month, or 12-month staff, all work prescribed numbers of days. And without action by the board, Those days, if you miss a workday, have to be made up on a weekend or a holiday if there's not specific action taken by the board. Now, because Governor Abbott declared a state of disaster, that gives the board option to consider, as relief to staff, the opportunity to look at the calendar and determine whether those days need to be made up. Our budget was already determined with a focus on year-round funding of all employees, and so the budget can withstand not having those work days. Our professional development calendar can already withstand getting professional development to employees, and so there isn't a need at this time to have employees come work on a Saturday or come work on a holiday, electrify our buildings, spend additional money to have the district come back into operation. And so at this time, administration urges the board to approve a resolution to pay employees for February 3rd and February 4th and not require those days be made up on a weekend or holiday, as it is not necessary at this time, and as we believe it serves a public purpose to take care of employee morale, to encourage staff retention, and to acknowledge the necessity of ensuring their safety and security on February 3rd and February 4th when we close. So we urge the approval of a resolution tonight to pay staff without the necessity of making up the work of February 3rd and February 4th.
Questions or comments, Mr. Albenstein? None. I'll entertain a motion to approve action item C as presented. By Mr. Schofield.
Second.
By Ms. Kriegel. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Carries 7-0.
On behalf of all of our employees, thank you. Thank you,
Sir.
Board.
And our last action item tonight would be consideration and action to approve February as a CTE month for Waxahachie ISD.
Well, since Ms. Treat has already come up and she gave a fantastic presentation, I do want to share with y'all the resolution that we are proposing for adoption tonight. Whereas CTE Month is taking place during the month of February to honor students who have chosen to pursue career and technical education as a means of acquiring real-world skills to compete in the workforce, and whereas around 12.5 million American high school and college students are enrolled in CTE courses, which encompass a variety of educational fields, including agriculture, construction, manufacturing, computer science, and healthcare. And whereas, in addition to gaining specific career-related knowledge, participants in CTE programs learn such essential skills as time management, problem solving, and critical thinking, which better prepare them for the challenges and opportunities of the workplace. These programs motivate and engage students by providing hands-on activities in which they can further their expertise and interact with community members, potential employers, and students and teachers who share their vocational interests. And whereas career and technical education is offering a path to success in the 21st century economy while helping to address the urgent need for skilled labor in high-demand industries, and it is enabling numerous Texans to secure gainful employment and lead productive, fulfilling lives. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Waxahachie ISD Board of Trustees hereby recognize February as CTE Month and extend sincere best wishes to all the talented young students who have chosen career and technical education as a way to achieve their long-term professional goals.
All right, Board. This time I'll entertain a motion to approve action item D. By Ms. Timmerman.
Second.
Second by Mr. Rogers. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. And before we adjourn, we're focusing on CTE. There hasn't been a mention about our STEM fair that we're Saturday. It's Saturday, right? Waxahachie High School? What's the time? It was rescheduled, so I don't know what the time is. 10 to 2 on Saturday. So I think it's very important we mention that before we adjourn. Okay, at this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn by Mr. McCutcheon. Second by Ms. Timmerman.